We got a solid Final Four this year. We got four teams that actually grinded their way to the Final Four. Uh, I'm gonna just break them down individually, one by one. We got UConn. UConn is different from UConn's team of past. They kind of remind me of the era when they had Kimba and two guards, Boatwright, and those guys when they won the championship. There's no really decorated athletes. They're growing on America, and we're starting to notice that they're great athletes. But Hurley and the guys, they actually grinded their way uh, to this point. Giving themselves a chance to be back-to-back champions. That's amazing. So hats off to UConn, Alabama. If you've been following the Alabama program, they've had some great players these past, I say, 5, 6 years. Some great guards, really. Going back to Colin Sexton, they came back with J.D. Davison and Brandon Miller last year. But the dark horse of them all has the team in his first Final Four in the history of the program, and that's Mark Sears. He's a guy from Alabama, Muscle Shoals, Alabama. He wasn't recruited. I can't say recruited because I don't know the details, but I know he ended up going to Ohio initially and transferring back to Alabama. So, you know, they wouldn't expect him to be the one out of all the great guards that they have. Not saying he's not great. He wasn't highly decorated. They wouldn't expect him to lead the team to the first Final Four. We got Purdue and Zach Edey. Zach Edey's always been big, but if you think back, I say what, about 2, 3 years ago, Zach Edey, he was a shell of what he is now. He couldn't really catch the ball. He didn't understand positioning. He was always big, but now he's learned and grinding himself to where he can really utilize his size against other teams. And they have some other great guards that they recruited also. NC State, big boy in the middle. He's a load, and it's gonna be a great game between them and Purdue. I think NC State is a great team also. They don't have a bunch of blue chip guys either. I know their leader, big guy in the middle, he's transferred a couple of times. So, he's just getting into a situation where he's comfortable and they're letting him take advantage of his strengths, using his size. I know he's put on some weight, but it's like to his advantage. He's able to back down guys, get them in position, and he has a soft touch where he's almost unstoppable at this point. So I'm happy with the Final Four. I know America, we like the teams that we used to seeing, like the Dukes, the North Carolinas, and all of that. But I think it's going to be some great competitive basketball that you don't want to miss out on, And if I had to predict a champion, I would have to go to UConn because UConn, if you've been watching them, they can play the same way as each team that's left in the Final Four. They can play big, they can play small, they can shoot, and they're a hard-nosed team with a great coach. So if I had to pick today, I would go with UConn.